Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our co-host this week, Miss Pat, joining us. And we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
John Legend, welcome.
It's good to be back, fellas.
How you feeling?
Miss Pat, good to see you.
John Legend done said my name, Charlamagne.
I'm trying to figure out, John been there since he won the EGOT? Has he?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He was, yes.
I don't
I
remember.
won the EGOT like a few years ago.
Yeah,
I
2018.
I've been back.
But not because it was COVID.
Oh,
so,
maybe
yeah,
maybe
I don't know.
on Zoom.
I think it was on Zoom.
Got you.
Charlamagne ain't too cute on Zoom.
Man, shut up, Miss Pat.
He extra black on Zoom.
They got a lot of filters on Zoom. You can play with it.
Not
Lighten
with
it
him.
up a little bit. How's the family? Congratulations. How's the
Everybody's
family
good.
doing?
Everybody's good. We got
Wife?
3 kids now. It's good.
Do you hate seeing every time I watch $1 Million Listing LA? They always reference you in your house and your old house some way. Does that
I don't like that they keep saying our names, and Rihanna lived at that same house too. And I don't like that they keep saying our names like we are selling the house. We're not selling it. We already sold it, and then they're trying to sell it again, but we ain't got nothing to do with it now.
Every show is like, yeah, that's the house that John Legend used to serenade Chrissy on. And that's the house where they had to come. Like, this is weird. That house been going.
Yeah, we don't live there anymore, and we're not trying to sell it. Somebody else is, but they're using our name plenty.
How you look so refreshed with a newborn in the house, man?
Well, are you segueing to my loved one skincare?
I might have to use some of that if you got you looking that fresh.
Charlamagne, ain't nothing you can do to look this fresh. I'm sorry. Even if he rubbed this all over you, okay, it's over.
Well, you do have a new skincare line.
We do have a new skincare line, and it's formulated for melanin-rich skin, and the focus is really on moisture. So if I'm looking moisturized,
And it's called Loved 01?
loved one,
Loved One.
yeah.
Loved One.
What made you want to go down that lane?
Well, I've been working in skincare, doing deals with other brands, and I was like, why not start my own? And I didn't want to start it unless we had a real reason for it to exist. And when we started doing the research on the business, we realized that there's a lot of black and brown folks that want skincare that's actually formulated for us.
That's right.
And that takes into considerations the unique differences that our skin has. And there weren't very many companies that was actually doing that. And so we said, why not create it? And not only did we want to create it and formulate it for us, but we wanted to make sure everybody could afford it too. So we're selling everything for $15 or less right now. We're selling it at CVS and Walmart, places where people
Praise
shop.
Jesus.
And so we're like, why make this a celebrity skincare brand that only celebrities and their friends can afford? Make it so that everybody can afford it, and formulate it for a population that's been underserved and hasn't been catered to in this business.
What can Miss Pat put on her hands right now?
We got some good moisturizer. If you ask me, we got moisturizer, we got oil.
Lord have mercy. You right, I am.
Let me tell you what happened. Miss Pat put the wrong one on her hand. Miss Pat put the exfoliation in her hand.
Oh, no.
She did that
It
first.
started.
Oh, Lord, let me rub it on there.
Yeah, there you go.
Running your old black mouth. You ain't gonna never look good as John Legend.
The lotion,
so don't you buy
the
none.
moisturizer is really good, and the oil's really
is.
good. Yeah,
Oh, this is nice.
it's creamy,
It's
rich,
very creamy.
rich and creamy.
Come, let me put some on your lips.
And the fact is, we got jokes, but the fact is, black and brown people actually lose moisture more quickly
That's right.
than lighter skin. And so when we talk about being ashy, like that's a real thing.
I was, too.
And we're more likely to be ashy because we lose moisture more quickly. And so a lot of our products are focused on moisture and hydration.
Yeah, I was
This
getting a
is
facial
nice.
yesterday, and she was telling me that you have to put serum in your face because your face. I never heard this term, but she said your face drinks, and the serum actually is what hydrates your face.
Yeah,
This
and
is
you're
nice.
finding different ways to protect your skin barrier, moisturize, hydrate. It's good.
Is product the only way for artists to create generational wealth?
I think it's a combination. I make a lot of money playing live. I make a lot of money on my music, but I think having product allows you to make money without having to be out doing a show all the time.
Absolutely.
So it gives you the ability to create wealth that can build and can be generational because these products can outlive you. They can be in stores forever. And we're trying to build a brand that people really trust and will make a part of their daily routine that they're going to be buying for decades to come after I'm gone.
Are you tied to entertainment?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I love making music. I'm always writing, always recording. I just put an album out in September, put another solo version of the album out in February. and I'm gonna keep making music, keep playing shows, and that's always gonna be my first love, and I think it'll be my main job for the rest of my life.
Well, I guess a better question: are you tired of being the main product? Like, are you tired of having to get up and go do the physical work in order to make?
I feel like I can diversify. Honestly, I think that's what I'm doing, is making it so it's not all riding on me being present every moment. And I'm always going to make music, always going to do shows, but this allows me to diversify.
Now, you know, with artists selling their catalogs, you sold your catalog.
I sold a piece of my publishing, yeah.
What made you think to do that? Because I've seen so many people selling their catalogs now. Because a lot of times people say, you know what, I'm going to keep my catalog so I can continue to eat and my kids continue to eat, but you...
But it's diversification too, because what you're doing is saying you're letting this other company invest in this piece of your business, and then you're saying, I'm going to take that cash they give me and invest it in other things. And so for me, it makes it so you're not completely relying on the ups and downs of the music industry, but you're saying, I'm going to take some of this money and invest it in other things. And that's what I did.
Could you break that down a little bit more? Because, you know, when black people tend to do things like that, people be like, oh, you selling your catalog, you got to have ownership. Like, but white artists do it. I'm watching all the white artists sell it.
Plenty of people are doing it. And honestly, I did it at a time when I felt like they were offering a high premium when it comes to the multiple. So basically the multiple is they see what you're making per year and they offer you something X times that per year amount for your catalog. And I felt like the multiple they were offering me was very generous, and I was going to take that cash and invest it in different things. So it wasn't all relying on my music career to make the money.
What are they doing with the music? Like, what's the upside for them?
Basically, they're doing the same thing we were doing before. They're getting it placed in movies, the regular revenue of it, streaming, all the other money you bring in from your catalog. They're just taking that money in. And so they're taking a bet that maybe they can find ways to grow it beyond what it was, you know, normally getting. And that's a bet that they took. And I figured let them take that bet on my music, and then I'm going to take this cash they give me and bet on other things. Yeah.
I have one question. Is this shower gel, is it unisex?
Yeah, everything's unisex.
Oh, good.
So it's face and body wash, face and body moisturizer, shave cream, everything's unisex and formulated for melanin-rich skin.
You going to use it on your son?
Huh?
You going to use it on your son?
I'm going to use it on me, the place that's hidden.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I'm sick of him, Jay.
No, you said you had washed your son or you had to fight this?
I'm going to use it. I just want to make sure I ain't putting nothing smelling like no man down there between it's for me, too.
Only two of the products even have a light scent, but both of the scents are very natural, and it's definitely unisex. You're not gonna smell mannish.
And you know what? You got some shaving cream here, and I'm gonna lower.
Everybody needs a shave too.
I be growing them whiskers down now, so I'm gonna use some of that too. Hey, when you over 50, this is for us too, ladies. Cause I get chest hair sometimes.
And the thing about shaving, you know, and all the other things we do to our skin, it can strip the skin, it can make it feel dry, and everything we do is focused on moisture and hydration. So the shave cream is gonna be nice too. You're gonna like it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
You ever
Now you
look
can
back?
shave in style, Miss Pat.
Miss Pat, don't fight him.
No,
don't fight him, Miss
said
Pat.
you get the whiskers. You know what? No,
Miss Pat, don't fight him. You ever look back and think about some of the moves you made, and when people challenged those moves back then, and then it all unfolds, and they'd be like, you seen the vision. Like, I'm just thinking of Kanye West, right?
Yeah.
And when you first decided, you know, this is not where I want to go. This is not the route. And people were like, you're crazy. He's this. He's a genius. And you should stay there. And you decided to take your own lane. And then you see how it unfolds.
Well,
those same people kind of follow what you did.
Well, all of these decisions, though, there were people in my camp that didn't want me to sign with Kanye when I signed with him, because I signed with Good Music, and I signed through Good Music to Columbia Records. So all of my first few albums were through Good Music to Columbia Records. And you give up certain things when you sign to an artist production company, but I felt like it was the right move for me because creatively we were in a great place together. And his star was ascending as a producer and as an artist. And I felt like being part of that team was going to propel my career to a place that it needed to be. And it did.
It did.
And it was really important for me to be with Good Music for my first few albums. And my career wouldn't be what it is without that. And then when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. But we had a really successful run together. And you make these decisions. And, you know, hindsight is 20/20. And everything looks good now. It's like everything worked out. It's all good. But at the time, you know, it's complicated and it's difficult making these decisions, and you're not sure if it's going to work out. And you like to think that you know, you can foresee the future and you can plan ahead. But you never know how it's going to work out, but it worked out.
What are some of the things you give up when you sign to an artist company?
Well, you give up a piece of your revenue. So, but the bottom line is, with any of these deals, you're like, would I rather have 100% of a smaller amount or 50 or 60% of a larger amount?
Right.
And so you got to do the math and say, is it worth me signing with somebody and giving up a portion of my revenue? Are we going to grow the pie together and make something bigger that we all can share together?
Did they have any concerns about you being R&B and him being hip hop? Like,
No, I think it actually made it so I had my own lane within good music. It made it so that, I wasn't really competing with the other rappers that he had signed. I was in my own lane.
Mm-hmm. Well, why did you leave The Voice?
I didn't really leave The Voice. I just am not doing this season, but I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just take a break because
we're having a kid, there's a lot going on, and
He was tired of hitting that bell.
tired. I turn it around for these seconds.
So it's like paternity leave, paternity leave.
Paternity leave.
I mean, it would be kind of deceitful to say I'm really taking a full paternity leave because I'm doing plenty of work during this time, but I'm doing a little less work, and it was a perfect time to take a break. And it was Blake's last season. Let him have his moment.
I love Blake.
Blake is my guy.
He tweeted me one day, I almost fainted.
It wasn't the
I was
real
like,
Blake.
you know me?
When they was people were buying checks, that wasn't him.
That was him, Miss Pat. What do you think about the current state of R&B? I know one time Diddy said R&B is dead, and this conversation's been going on and on for the last couple of months. What's your vision of R&B? What's your
It's
thoughts?
not dead. I feel like there's a lot of great artists making great music. I was just on Spotify listening to music in the car today, and a lot of it was R&B, and a lot of it was current, and a lot of it was dope. And I feel like there's so many really good artists making R&B. And no, it's definitely not dead.
Who does John Legend listen to?
I was listening to SZA today. I was listening to Summer Walker. I was listening to Daniel Caesar. I was listening to her. I was listening to Frank Ocean. I was listening to, we could have some new Frank. That'd be great. Leon Bridges.
Did you
R&B's
listen to
not
any John
dead.
Legend?
Occasionally I listen to myself.
Okay.
But most of the time I'm focused. Like when I'm making the album, I listen to it all the time. And I'm like tweaking, getting it exactly right. And then once it's out, then, I let it be out. But my kids actually love it. And so they'll ask me to play it in the car a lot. So I end up listening to myself in the car with my kids when I take them to school.
Dang, I can't do that with my kids. I curse in my comedy.
I got like an occasional curse word in my songs. And so we just try to ignore that. And my daughter will laugh. She said, "Dad, you said a bad word." But, keep it moving.
Do you intentionally put out an album every 2 years?
Not exactly intentionally, but I'm intentionally creative. So I like to schedule time in the studio. I like to, when I'm off tour, actually actively make time to make new music. Mm-hmm. And by the time, I do that for 6 or 9 months, it's time to put another album out because I got enough material for it.
Is there any song that you created that you just can't stand anymore? But I hate performing it. I hate doing it.
No.
You love all your music.
No, I have enough songs that I don't have to play any song I don't like, really. And there's none of my popular songs that my fans want to hear that I don't like to play.
Okay.
What was it like touring with Sade?
Incredible. I loved it, honestly. It was like a masterclass every night. She's just an incredible performer. Her mystique, just everything about her.
She seems so mythical. She's not even a real person. Did you see her?
And she just disappears. The last tour was the one we did together, and that was 2011.
Wow.
It's 2023. She hasn't.
She's chilling.
She's chilling.
Even then, did you interact with her though?
We did, and she was super cool. You would honestly, you'd be intimidated by her mystique, but in person, she was very chill. And she had her family along on the tour, and all of her people were really kind to my people, which isn't always the case when you go on tour with somebody else who's the headliner. And they were all super kind and interacted with my musicians and my band. And we just had a great time on tour with them.
But if the headliner didn't want you there, they could just say that, right? So,
man, I've been early in my career, I've been part of tours where the headliner would do things little slide things, make sure your decibel level was lower.
Wow.
And control your stage position.
You can't have a band, or you can only have a little band because they got to get on. Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah,
before.
and then once I started having opening artists, like I remembered that, and I never would do that to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never would do that to them. I would always give them what I felt like was the proper shine, and I never was scared that they was going to upstage me. I was just like, let's give these people a great show, and that includes the opening act having a great show too.
Was it difficult opening up for somebody? Because you can do these tours on your own, but now you actually have to open up for somebody. Was that
It
difficult?
was actually kind of easy because doing 2-hour shows is a lot, and doing a 45-minute show is very comfortable.
Gotcha.
So those artists that fronted on you like that back in the day,
Uh-huh.
now that you were the EGOT winner, do you hold that against them? Like,
I honestly, I'm good. I'm happy. My career is great. I've done very well and had wonderful tours. Like, I'm not gonna worry about small things that happened at the beginning of my career.
I got a question. You ever get on stage and be singing and then get your lyrics?
Oh yeah,
Oh, because that happened to me too as a
Oh,
comedian.
yeah,
I'm
of
hold on,
course.
y'all. Let me remember that joke.
yeah.
I'm tired of you comparing yourself to John Legend.
I'm not.
You are not. I don't know why you're the
both
second time.
performing.
you're
We
Make
both
sure.
world class performers. What are you
so sick
talking
of
about?
He is a hater. He ain't got no talent.
So what do? You start humming? let the
Sometimes
crowd sing it.
sometimes I'll actually laugh about it because I honestly think fans like having those human moments in the show.
Yes, that's all I'm
Yes.
saying. It makes him human. I was
And
like,
sometimes I'll be like, well, I fucked that up. And then, excuse me. And, you know.
no, I curse. You just fine.
Yeah, y'all. This is pre-tape.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, oh, I messed that up and started over. And the fans love it because they get a real moment. Because they don't want you to be perfect, and they don't want you to be lip syncing and all that. They want you to be a human. That's why they come to the show. Like if they want to listen to the record, they can listen to the record.
How'd you come up with the name Loved One for the
Loved One, my team came up with it. Obviously, I put love into a lot of what I do. My wine is called LVE. A bunch of my music is, of course, love music. And I felt like when you think about that skincare ritual, it's about self-love, but it's also something you share with the people you love. And so we felt like that name would be dope. And we made it kind of different with the kind of raised O and the one. And some people say loved O1, and we got to correct them. But once they learn what it is, loved one, just, rolls off the tongue.
How long does it take for you to like get all of that together? Like, do you have to go through different products?
Yeah,
like,
we started
different
like
formulas?
almost a year and a half ago. And so we started with the idea that this needed to exist, that there was a gap in the market, that melanated skin wasn't being paid attention to. And if you look at the policy that goes into it, the FDA doesn't even require you to test on any shades darker than like white, basically.
No.
Yeah, they don't actually require you to test on it. So if you're testing efficacy, you don't have to test it on brown and black skin.
Wow.
And then when it comes to dermatology, the dermatologists don't even have to learn about the conditions that brown and black skin are more likely to face. And you look in their textbooks, they're not even seeing pictures of our skin.
Absolutely.
And so there's a big gap in skincare when it comes to thinking about the different needs that melanated skin has. And so we figured there's a real opportunity here to create something special that our people can use confidently, knowing that we put a lot of care and research into developing it for us and then making it affordable for everybody.
Now, that makes all the sense in the world because, we always say that black people love the skin you're in, but how about take care of it too?
Take care of it. And we want to give people the opportunity to take care of their skin in a beautiful way that's effective, but also affordable. And that's why we wanted it available everywhere, available at CVS,
Affordable is a word
Walmart.
for me.
$10, $15 for everything.
That's affordable.
Now the Oscars dinner party.
Yes.
Did you know it was going to be boring? That's why y'all bought the Uno cards? Or?
We were like, it was like our insurance in case it was boring.
Yeah.
But it was not boring.
Well, it must have been because y'all pulled them out.
We had a good table. No, we didn't actually end up playing. We just had
Okay.
them. We just had them with us.
Just in case.
Yeah.
That's-
We had a good table. Gabby Union, D. Wade, Queen Latifah,
Oh, that would have
Kevin
been a great game. I
Bacon,
should have put some spades
Kieran
out.
Sedgwick. I know. We could have had some spades going too. But yeah, we had a good table. We had a good time.
Oh, so the conversation was, okay, I get what you said. So the conversation was good, so there was no need to.
We didn't actually end up playing. They might have played after we left because we left right after dessert because we both had to fly east on a red eye. But I don't know if they played after we left.
Word.
Maybe they needed it after we left, because
Y'all are energy. Did you see the list that they put out? Rolling Stone did a greatest singers list. Did you see that list?
Yeah.
What did you think about the list?
He's laughing. He's laughable.
I don't understand their criteria. It was a lot of people left off. Leave aside the fact that I was left off, but
you were left off.
But
yeah.
there was a lot of other people left off. And I'm like, it didn't really make sense. But I feel like they just are. Someone call them the trolling stone, and I feel like they just wanted to spark conversation,
Right.
and be a little bit controversial, and they were controversial.
Did you hear Aretha Franklin's comments on some of the singers on there?
Aretha Franklin's dead.
Oh, not Aretha Franklin.
Oh my God. Keep that in, please.
Oh Lord!
If you heard her comments, Jesus Christ.
Have mercy. I was like,
You got a seance.
Aretha is a bad mamma jamma.
She is the queen. She came back and told us what she thought.
The comments, yeah.
I want to hear what Aretha Franklin said. Don't tell us, Envy.
Who was you thinking about?
You get your thick
I was trying
women
to think.
mixed up.
Who was on Vlad that was going hard on all the singers?
Patty.
No,
No, it
Shaka
wasn't.
Khan.
Shaka
Wow.
Shaka Khan. I didn't say
No,
no
it
name.
wasn't Shaka either.
Who was it?
It was Shaka Khan wasn't on Vlad. She was on something else.
Yeah, it was
Stephanie
Shaka Khan
Mills
and
was
Stephanie
on
Mills.
Vlad.
Yeah, Shaka
Oh,
Khan and Stephanie
Stephanie.
Mills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shaka was
women
on
mixed
something
up.
else.
Yeah.
Who he scared us?
Well, the thing is, like, what is your criteria? Is it like actual, like, pure vocal ability? Because there are definitely people on that list that are not, I wouldn't call them great singers, but they're very, like, successful artists. And so are you basing it on their vocal ability, or are you basing it on just their pure success as a lead artist? And then, you know, there's different ways to make that list. And it just seemed like it was all over the place.
I hate when they bring success into it.
Yeah.
Success, money, accolades. Like, let's just talk about raw talent. Like, even when it comes to the rap, when it comes to the singing.
But it's like, but you know, there's an argument for that too. Like if you're talking about football, you talk about Tom Brady as the GOAT. You're not saying he's the most purely talented quarterback. You're saying he won the most championships. He had the most success at what he was doing in football. And so there's an argument to make a, you know, most successful list. But if you're gonna call it the greatest singers, I feel like
singing.
they should be good singers.
I agree.
It was according to who wrote the list and who ear was hearing it.
Yeah. I don't think anybody but singers can make those lists. And I don't think anybody but rappers should be able to make the rap list.
Did you see the Billboard hip hop list? What did you
did.
think of that? I mean, it wasn't terrible. I thought it was less controversial than the singing list.
I thought it was too early for some people. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's too
See, I
early
don't
to
think
put
so.
Kendrick Lamar
I
at
don't
number
think it's too
2.
early
And
to
I
put
love
Kendrick,
I love Kendrick Lamar, but it's too early to put him at number 2.
How many albums is he in now? It's like 4?
Yeah, but it's a decade.
Yeah.
Hip hop is, I think, for me, it got to be at least 15 to 20 years. Me personally.
I just think he's never missed yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed yet.
He hasn't-
You can put
Kendrick
Iggy
has
on that
never
list.
missed, and his skill is impeccable. Like his skill as an MC is impeccable, and he's never missed with an album or a tour, not even a video really.
agree.
Like
But
he's
there's
like,
so many people you got to jump over to
Yeah.
be number 2.
I understand.
Nas,
I understand.
Scarface,
I understand.
Andre
who's your top
3000.
I think Jay is number 1.
I agree with that.
And after that, I think it gets difficult because I think it mixes a lot of different factors. But I think Kendrick should be in the conversation because he literally is that great. And you just compare his raw MC ability against any rapper of any era, and he's right there. He's in my top 5.
Now let me ask you a question. A rapper that doesn't write his own, is he in that list?
But who are we saying is not writing their own?
Because
Well,
there was
Drake.
times that it was Kanye, there was times it was Drake, there was times there was a couple people.
But that's all rumors. That I mean, I never saw Kanye being ghostwritten, and I've been in the studio with him a lot. He writes. I'm not saying he's written every single thing, but I never saw him being ghostwritten. I seen guys in the room like bouncing ideas around, but Kanye is a writer.
So who's your top 5?
I've never been in the studio with Drake, so I have no,
Right.
I can't testify
So who's
to
the
that.
5? So far you said Kendrick should be in that.
Jay, I'm gonna say Nas.
Nas.
I'm gonna say Biggie.
Anybody from the South?
Honestly, I would put Andre in my top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for joining us. Can we have a package to send to somebody right now? Can we do that?
Who you
Call the
sending the package
105
to?
right now. We can give somebody a Oh yeah, let me give somebody.
Let's send them some love.
Send these, one of these
Send them
packages.
Where can they get this? Everywhere. You said CVS?
CVS, there's 2,000 CVS stores that have it. Walmart.com has it. And we're rolling out at 500 Walmart stores. So it won't be every Walmart store, but it'll be quite a few.
Ulta Beauty, you know.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We
Okay.
wanted to be in mass retail.
Okay.
And we wanted to sell it at prices that everybody could afford. And so that was an intentional strategy because we feel like there's plenty of celebrities doing things that are more exclusive, more expensive. And we decided we wanted to do it affordable and accessible.
And the regular people like myself appreciate this. Cause I am a
need it.
CVS person. You need to hush your face. I no longer shoplift at CVS, but I will be there buying your items.
There you go. And caller 105 right now if you want this package, 800-585-1051. You get the shaving cream, you get the face and body moisturizer, you get the toning mist, you get a cleanser, exfoliating cleanser, and you get a face and body wash.
The oil.
Oh, I don't get the oil. You got
The
the oil,
oil.
too?
Yeah,
And
That's
face-
one of my favorites.
Face
Yeah.
and body oil.
Okay, and the
What you
oil.
talking about?
What's the oil for?
It's more moisturization. I usually use the moisturizer than the oil. And it's
Smells good.
got a really nice
See,
light scent.
It ain't loud. It ain't heavy. The lotion, the oil ain't heavy. It's really good.
Okay, well,
Miss
caller
Pat.
105 is yours. And John Legend, we appreciate you for
Satisfied
joining us.
customer.
Satisfied. I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm here for black products. That's all I do. I was just there for makeup the other day. Take me where the black people at, and I just buy it. I buy it because you gotta support our own. Because for years, people that look like us has made stuff for us that wasn't for us. So when I see somebody black do stuff, everybody except Charlamagne, I'm gonna get it.
Support everybody except Charlamagne.
There you go. It's John Legend.
You
It's the
can call me
Breakfast
fat.
Club.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.